there film fans, today I'm going to talk to you about Café Society, the new film by Woody Allen that stars Jesse Eisenberg, Kristen, Stewart and Steve Carell. Plot: Bobby, played by Jesse Eisenberg, moved to LA from New York to work for his movie executive uncle, played by Steve Carell. He's introduced to Steve Carell's secretary, played by Kristen Stewart, and immediately falls head over heels in love. But unfortunately she has a boyfriend. Wouldn't you just have known it? It's definitely a really impressive cast, and in its better moments it reminds me of Hail Caesar, which I really enjoyed, by the Coen brothers earlier in the year, which was also set in the movie industry at a similar-ish time in history. Eisenberg's obviously playing a representation of Woody Allen with his kind of jittery introspection. He's awkward, he's passive-aggressive, he's clownish, but he is also likeable-ish, mostly because he's very wide-eyed and quite sweet. He's like a nicer version of Jesse Eisenberg, I'd say, if the interview that he does for Now You See Me, where he harasses the poor interviewer lady, I don't know what she did, if that's anything to go by. Later in the movie the character becomes very sure of himself, which doesn't feel realistic if the earlier character was to be believed. He doesn't entirely feel of the period, he feels like a modern character, or maybe a heyday Allen 80s modern sensitive man. Kristen Stewart was the best I've seen her in a while, actually. Her character again wasn't entirely likeable or sympathetic, but she did give quite a good performance that I felt added a little bit of realism. Steve Carell I actually thought was the best, although I am a bit of a Steve Carell fan. It's nice to see him as a successful boss instead of his Michael Scott character from The Office. Steve Carell's the older man in a relationship, and I feel that's referential to Woody Allen's affair with Mia Farrow's daughter. There are some good sideline characters as well. Bobby's brother Benny, I think he's called, he was very funny as a kind of naughty gangster, and they did some nice little cutaways to things he was getting up to, which were entertaining. Looks-wise, this film is gorgeous. Similar to Hail Caesar, it's a beautiful picture postcard of the Art Deco period. The soundtrack's also really nice and of the time. In general, looks and sounds really good. The delivery is quite scripted and staged. It doesn't have much realism to it, particularly made obvious by Woody Allen's voiceover. It starts really quite well, but then it kind of loses itself in the middle, and then it kind of just peters out, so the pacing's a little bit odd. Although it is mostly an interesting film with multifaceted characters and the looks and sounds beautiful, occasionally it feels a little cloyingly saccharine to me, and some of the dialogue just feels a little bit too smug and self-satisfied. You know that taste you get when you've eaten too much sugar and it's just like, I just got that a little bit. There's a line that Bobby says in the trailer where he says about LA that he's half bored, half fascinated, and that kind of sums up my feeling about the movie. All in all, this film does seem to almost apologise for adultery, which I'm not entirely cool with as a message. Well, it does raise some kind of interesting questions about unrequited love and picking the correct partner. Kristen Stewart's like the poster girl for broken love triangles. All in all, it was watchable enough, but I didn't love it. Some good lines, but overall I wasn't quite sure. What did you guys think though? Let me know in the comments. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Soon I'm going to be doing some music reviews of a really interesting new band, so tune in for that. Speak to you soon.